Imagine the most dangerous, most energy-consuming moment of your day. No, it's not the hour when you're struggling with a deadline. It's the moment when you wake up in the morning and begin to create and put on a complex, multi-layered facade before leaving the house or turning on the camera. The mask of being successful, utterly indifferent, unwaveringly confident, or perpetually busy. You feel an invisible, yet physically palpable, weight descending upon you. Your shoulders slump, your breathing becomes shallow, even though you should be projecting strength and control. You physically feel worn out, even though you've slept all night and sat in a chair all day without exerting any physical effort. Where does this hidden, inexplicable fatigue come from? Everything you think about struggling for success and attraction in relationships is the most cruel and energy-consuming illusion, draining you. Your life force disappears not from hard work, but from play. From the need to constantly maintain a complex, alien facade that you've secretly created to please, impress, or avoid rejection from others. We'll reveal the dark secret that will destroy your old thinking habits. You feel worn out because your brain expends colossal emotional energy not on solving real problems, but on constantly calibrating and adjusting your behavior and communication to others, often contradictory, expectations. The myth we're debunking: we collectively believe that to achieve confidence and maintain attraction, we must hide our vulnerabilities and show only the filtered, best version of ourselves. This is a fundamental lie that leaves you mentally and emotionally impoverished, leading to constant wear and tear. The dark truth of psychology: every game or every act of pretense is a conscious choice to contradict your inner clarity and truth. It is a psychological splitting of your identity. And this internal struggle between who you are, your authentic power, and who you pretend to be, your tedious facade, depletes your power faster than any physical labor. Your mind must understand its true price. Striving to be perfect is not the path to power or confidence, it is the path to dependence on external approval. You voluntarily surrender control of your own value to people who will almost always either underestimate you or simply ignore you. Insight number 1, the energy of camouflage, the price of maintaining someone else's thinking. The brain operates as a highly precise, yet limited, resource. When you're sincere and authentic, the brain operates at minimum power. It simply broadcasts your state through communication. When you start acting, however, the brain is forced to constantly run hidden programs, monitoring facial expressions, controlling your tone of voice, filtering every outgoing thought, to conform to someone else's value frame or their perception of you. An example in gender dynamics and relationships: you try to impress someone at the beginning of a relationship by pretending to be richer, cooler, or more emotionally independent than you actually are. This requires endlessly maintaining a legend, constantly adjusting with every contact and correspondence. This acting kills not only authenticity but also your power to act in other areas of life due to mental wear and tear. The dark truth about exhaustion: you're exhausted not because you're short on time or have a difficult job, but because you're wasting your power creating and defending a non-existent and inauthentic self-image. You pay a high emotional tax for every word you say that isn't your true clarity. Insight number 2, the confidence trap: how pretending kills true attraction. You've always believed that by playing tough, you'll generate greater attraction and respect. In reality, you only attract those who respond to your facade, to your game. You attract relationships based on lies, and lies are always a fundamental source of conflict, anxiety, and future rejection when exposed. The secret of true confidence, unshakable confidence, is not the absence of weaknesses or flaws, but a clear and calm acceptance of your imperfections without the need to hide or dramatize them. This is your unbreakable strength in the face of the risk of judgment. Your thinking habit betrays you. You perceive authenticity as the greatest risk in social interaction. But the real risk is living years in a role that isn't yours, and in a relationship that will never see your true value and therefore can't appreciate it. Insight number 3, emotional autonomy: how to reclaim power over your state. When you act, your emotions automatically become functionally dependent on the reactions of others. You need your partner to smile or respond enthusiastically to confirm your own joy or your importance. You need a colleague to praise your work to make you feel successful and competent. The dark truth about dependency: you've given up control of your inner state. You're worn out because your power and your mood are constantly subject to external scrutiny, judgment, and random factors beyond your control. Releasing power: your task is to reclaim the autonomy of emotions and decisions. You feel good, regardless of external reaction, because you decided so and you action in accordance with your worth, not because someone praised you or recognized you. This is the basis for unbreakable confidence. Communication through truth. Begin with a small act of rebellion. Instead of saying what's expected of you in relationships, begin saying what you really think or feel in the moment, without filtering or packaging it for someone else's comfort. This small act of honesty immediately releases a colossal amount of hidden emotional energy. Your new thinking habit. Realize that the sole purpose of any game is to hide your true value out of fear of rejection. But if you are rejected for who you really are, it's not a failure, but a clear indication that these weren't your people or your thinking frame. Your energy is preserved. The dark truth of power. You will only gain true power when you stop trying to show it off and control others' reactions. Your power lies in your ability to be authentic in the face of the risk of judgment and negative emotions. The secret of unshakable confidence. Confidence doesn't play around. It simply exists. It simply does. Wear and tear is a signal. It's a warning from your internal system that you've exceeded your credit limit on maintaining a lie. Your physical and mental performance will never improve until you eliminate this hidden debt to your identity. The dark truth of gender dynamics. Attraction is not how much you can imitate someone else's ideal, but how fully you can be yourself in the presence of another person without fear of rejection. The power in this act of authenticity is colossal. Realize this. Your brain constantly uses the fear of being exposed as leverage to maintain that game. If they see my true self, they'll leave. But true confidence lies in a clear statement. If you leave because I was myself, that's my release. Insight number 4. The dark power of vulnerability. Attracting quality relationships. Vulnerability is not weakness. Vulnerability is the highest form of power and communication, because it requires the courage to be seen as you are. As long as you hide yourself, you are unfit for true connection. Mini story. You begin a relationship by pretending to be independent and uninvolved. You create distance. This act of playing attracts people who seek independence, not intimacy. You get a result that actually frustrates you. Truth is what attracts truth. Psychology of risk. The real problem is that by playing, you intentionally deprive the other person of a choice, the choice to love or accept the real you. You give them a choice between two facades, your own and theirs. The secret of restored power. Stop wasting emotional energy on defending the facade. Start spending it on creating real value and acting in accordance with your identity. This is the only path to a sustainable state that is not subject to wear and tear. Insight number 5. The power of no. Breaking free from the social long-term contract. You are wear and tear because you have hiddenly signed a social contract that requires you to always say yes to everyone else's requests for approval or attention. You are afraid to refuse because it will ruin your image of being a good or convenient person. The dark truth about yes, every yes said out of fear or obligation steals some of your power and adds fatigue. Every no said out of clarity and confidence restores your emotional autonomy and value. Your new communication. Start using no as a thinking tool. No is a filter that allows only what aligns with your true power and goals into your life, while rejecting everything that leads to wear and tear. A habit of recovery. Restoring power doesn't begin with a vacation, but with a clear awareness and protection of your mental boundaries. Boundaries aren't protection from others, they're protection of your most valuable resource, emotional strength. A hidden secret of attraction. People are drawn not to your convenience, but to your clarity and confidence in who you are. A person who knows how to say no conveys high value and power. Your transformation is a transition from playing the victim, worn, to playing the author, strong. An author doesn't waste emotions on excuses. An author acts and creates. The brain must learn a new habit, balancing the risk of rejection with the power of authenticity. Every time you act sincerely, you recharge your inner battery and restore yourself. Philosophy of power. If you don't waste emotional energy on pretense, you are always ready for real action and real relationships. Your state is your greatest value. Practice. Right now, choose one area where you act, for example, communication with a colleague or partner. Decide for the next 24 hours to speak only the truth and only no to what you don't want to do. Dark truth. Result. Even if you are rejected, you will feel not pain, but relief. Relief from no longer having to play this draining and power-killing role. Your identity is not a mask to maintain. This is the foundation upon which you build your unbreakable confidence. Result: when you stop playing, you gain clarity. Clarity of who you are and who you are ready to be in this world. Power is restored when you become your one true role.